Ladies and gentlemen, take a seat. I'm your host, Tristan, and you are watching Oops All Everything, the show where we talk about, well, everything. What's the premise, you may ask? Well, it's simple. A random topic generator will select a subject for tonight's show, and I have to describe the subject in painstaking detail for 5 minutes. Are we going to learn something new? Hopefully. Is it going to be entertaining? Probably not. And with that, the topic for tonight's show is soup. Good soup. Okay, I'm about to make everybody probably very angry. So here goes. I think soup is incredibly mid.
You scum.
Now hold on. Before you crucify me and lay me out over every part of the internet, here's the thing. I really haven't had what you would consider good soup, okay? And the only soup that I've had has been bad. Now granted, I think the reason why I've had such a bad experience with soup has to do with part of my childhood. Now, when I was a kid, between like 8 and 10, my parents would always take me to this pretty good restaurant called Sweet Tomatoes. That's what it was called. It's sad. The place is defunct now because of the pandemic.
The parent company of Sweet Tomatoes will permanently shut down all 97 locations. The CEO says it's unlike other restaurants that offer delivery or carry-out, so it's been more difficult for them to stay open.
Anyway, Sweet Tomatoes was a primarily vegetarian buffet. They had a lot of salad, they had a lot of bread and cheese and vegetables, a lot of pretty good stuff. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. Here's the thing. They had, as you would expect, soup. And my parents would always be like, you have to have a bowl of their chicken noodle soup before you can have dessert. And I was like, okay, sure. I'm a kid, I'm not gonna fucking listen, but I would still get the bowl anyways. And what Sweet Tomatoes considered fucking chicken noodle soup was so fucking bad. It literally dog water, if you will, okay? So the soup was literally boiling water, noodles, and fucking chicken breast. That was it.
It's nothing! Oh, it's okay. I didn't get it the first time either. There is no secret ingredient.
That's all there was. There's no sauce, there's no seasoning, there's no flavor. It was just warm, gooey chicken and water. You can understand why I never ate anything. Here's the other part too. Okay, I've had soup-like entrees. I've had things that maybe you would consider soup that were good, but I don't consider them soup. I am a huge fan of anything that's in a bread bowl. You get to eat the bowl. Enough said. I'm sold. Let me eat the fucking bread bowl. But I've had what was considered soup in the bread bowl. Things like fucking potato soup, which was mostly potato, vegetables, some sauce, seasoning, mixed all together with what seemed like a broth, but it was mostly vegetable. And I was like, this doesn't consider itself as soup, I don't think, because it's not mostly water. So is that technically considered soup, even though it's not in a bath of broth or liquid? And then on top of that, I also really like gumbo. Now, we all know gumbo. If you haven't had gumbo or good gumbo, I highly recommend it. Sometimes you can get alligator in there. It's pretty good. But it's a lot of stuff with a broth or a sauce or something liquidy all put together with rice. Is that considered soup? Because there is liquid and it's a major part of the meal, but I don't know if that's considered soup or not. What the fuck? What even kinds of soup do people like? Hold on, give me a moment. I'm looking this up. You motherfuckers, according to a Google search, the #1 noodle soup in America is chicken noodle soup.
Impossible.
Which one of you fucks out there actually likes to eat this shit? I haven't okay, maybe I haven't had good chicken noodle soup. Maybe your grandma or your Mima or some shit actually makes good chicken noodle soup. but I've only had literal dog water, okay? What about in the world? Hold on, I want to see what the #1 soup in the world is. Okay, once again, according to a Google search, and specifically Taste Atlas, whoever the fuck they are, they claim that the world's #1 soup is the singong. That's probably pronounced wrong. Apparently, it is the Filipino sour soup, voted as by the best soup in the world with a 4.63 out of 5-star rating. That seems pretty good. The picture I've got up here actually looks pretty enjoyable. What the fuck is this? Hold on. The Filipino native soup of sour broth, veggies, and meat has been globally recognized yet again for a second consecutive year, holding a rating of 4.63 out of 5. I mean, okay, fair enough. Given the pictures that they have here, it looks pretty good. But my original point still stands. Can those things that I said actually be considered good soup or soup in general? Versus, like, what normal people, quote, consider soup. Or at least what Americans consider soup, which is like chicken noodle or tomato soup or fucking, I imagine there's a third one, but I don't fucking eat soup, so I'm not too familiar with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a lunatic and there is good soup. And that's all the time we have. Remember, folks, if you want to learn more about this topic, do your due diligence. All that means is do your own fucking research. You'll probably learn more that way. If you enjoyed the video and want to support the channel, all you have to do is like and subscribe. It's that simple.